Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Vivek and today we are going to talk about humidity and temperature sensor. What this sensor will do is to find out the temperature and the humidity in the vicinity of wherever the sensor is put. Okay, this is a very small sensor. I would like to show you the sensor. So what I'll do is I'll just pick up my sensor and show it to you. So the sensor looks very simple like this. It is having a three pins. One is the input pin, a 5 volt or a positive. One is the ground. Okay, and one is from where I'm gonna use it for the output. Okay, so it will be read as S. Other pins are positive and negative. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this to my Arduino. It's pretty simple. I have my Arduino board and I'll just try to connect the positive, negative, so on, and the output pin. Okay, uh, so this pin is basically the output pin is basically which will be used to detect the temperature and the humidity. Okay, so little bit of theory. The sensor can monitor the temperature and humidity. Since it is small, it is not very effective in large area, but it works fine for a smaller area, right? Okay, so let me quickly show you the code. What it does is basically, as you all know by now, right, it all starts with the setup. Okay, so in the setup we have defined this DH pin, okay, and which is set now as the output pin. Okay, so this pin is basically what the sensor I'm using is a DST sensor, and the output, I'm setting the pin as an output, and that is a pin number 8. Okay, so I set this output pin. So basically the sensor data will be collected from this into the pin number 8 of Arduino. Okay, now having defined this output, what we are going to do, we are going to do an initial setup. Okay, and that is where I am calling in the loop the start test, that my test has been started now. Okay, so in the start test what I'm going to do is I'm going to write. So now it is my pin is in the output mode. I'm going to write to this pin, okay, the low and high, okay, just to reset it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this as an input pin. So I'm trying to now get all the input, right? And input, basically that is what it would be used at primarily, right? So this would be as an input pin because we are getting the input from the onto this pin, right, from the sensor. So what I'm saying is, if the value is high, which obviously it is at this point of time, okay, and I'm putting a delay of this to pull the bus up, and then I'm again rewriting it to the low, okay, and then it basically I'm putting it at high and then putting for 80 seconds, 80 microseconds, so that it could read the temperature. Okay, uh, and then what I'm going to do is once it reads the temperature, I will receive temperature humidity data. The parity is not considered, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call how this sensor reads the data, that we have to use this function so that we could convert it into because it would be a byte data and we need to put it into the array, right? And that is what I'm going to do it into a read data array. Okay, and then once the read data function returns this value, okay, the array element, I'm going to display it over here. So, right, so it will display the humidity bit, it will humidity decimal places. Okay, so if you see this 0, 1, 2 and 3 is used for primarily for temperature integer bit and temperature decimal places, right? I will also show you the output. Let me see. Broadcom is okay. 1 second. Yeah. Let me open up the serial monitor. Right now, if you see this current humidity and current temperature, right? So that is how it gets calculated. Now let me just quickly show you this function what it does, because it is being read in the bytes. Okay, so what this function does, okay, so basically it's a byte value which gets returned. Okay, and it reads the digital pin. Okay, right? And for each pin, okay, so it will have to read a data, right? So it just shifts it by the value of I. Okay, it iterates through 1 to 8. Okay, and it just compares it. Okay, it's a logical OR operator. Okay, and it's tried to read the data. Okay, so basically with this function. Okay, uh, wait for the next one receiver. Okay, and then while it is high, again it goes into the loop. Okay, and it iterates through 8 times to get me the data. Okay, right? So this is a small function, and this is the output which I wanted to show you, and it will show me this output. Okay, I can change the temperature and temperature by just blowing. There's not much of a change. Yeah, it does makes a change of 1 degree, because what I have done is I put a cold, I mean I just blow the air from my mouth into this. Okay, and that is why it got changed a little. Okay, uh, so that is what it's all about, the sensor. We'll meet for the next session. We'll be talking about the other sensor. Thank you for joining this session. Bye bye.